the only living, and they challenged it, and then I got to present it through a court. So when you present things through the court, you're like reclaiming its soul back through the court. If you can win without the bar lawyer, if you use the bar lawyer, you're still staying in the soul identity, like you're like that Chidi or Wanagi, we call it ghost, a fiction. So in reality, in legal or lawful talk, these guys know their trickery, and they know you don't really own nothing. Because how can an entity or a Chidi or a ghost own something? And you're all saying land back and stuff. And I don't want you to be looking ignorant, because there are such saying as of the law is no excuse. And they consider you an expert because you've been living by that social security number for a long time. So they consider you an expert statutory agent, like you're really knowing what you're doing with it. And you didn't give it back, or you didn't withdraw it, or you didn't change the status of it to be not an entity. So you haven't recognized yourself. And I see some of you riding horses or walking to over there or over there for recognition of this treaty and that treaty, but you really need a living clan mother, a living headman to say Turo Wampum Treaty Belt. You need someone to get off the social security number. You need a headman, you need a clan mother. And so far in this work, there are few in between, and the spirits are holding your places for you, because you're not there to the obligation that you're supposed to be in. So your ancestors are holding your line, and they're wondering when you're going to help. And there are purification going on, and your area will be purified if no one can see you from up above. Yeah, and I actually got one on the social media that I shared, is when I actually in physical have a belt that I took in possession in the longhouse of the Wolf Clan in Akwesasne, New York. And there were condoled headmen there, the spokesman of the clan mothers. And there was a Turtle Clan there, headman. There was a Wolf Clan headman, and a Bear Clan headman, and some of their wives and witnesses and children, and it was an official meeting. And I had a YouTube going like this, and it was a big belt, and I showed it, and I talked about my court case in New York, that I did this 27 charges, that I cited this Turo Wampum Treaty Belt, and I had it in my hands, and I held it with them, and I said, I'll take this, and for the record, I take possession of it. You can all look it up. And all those headmen look down. They wear horns that say that they're supposed to be authority, like what I'm doing. So in physical, that's when I took the Turo Wampum Treaty Belt, and I still have one, and they still haven't been able to do a court case with it, like mine, and or Lakota or anybody. So that's why I'm trying to educate you all that follow a precedence if you really want your land back, if you really want your kids to come out of stuff, and banner people and all you guys donate to the cause and stuff like that. You need to get on them women and clan. I don't know who his or his and stuff like that, but one of these days, one of them need to become living, and then they can say that I'm teaching you here. Like I'm saying that pursuant to the Turo Wampum, release the body, habeas corpus. Can't say that when you're an entity. That's why they can't get them out, and they use bar lawyers. The bar keeps the entity an entity, works for the Wanagi, the ghost. And all that's going on is there's money on the red letter and the numbers on the back of the Social Security card. So when they play you at the court and they get you into a plea bargain or they convict you, whoever helped get you convicted, meaning the bar lawyer, the public pretender, the public defender, he gets to take over that whole Seti Kiwi trust account. The red letter and the numbers.
What
He's
is
in,
it?
he's in the trust account. There's letters, there's an account in the Social Security number. That's what all this is about. Money is created out of thin air playing this game. Monopoly money is just printed out at the federal printing company like Kinko's, Staples. But then they play this game of entity and then they create money, stocks and bonds, which create some dollar counterfeit, money laundering. That's what everybody's doing. And so I urge everyone to make sure you are sustaining your lives and eating healthy and growing some food, because the truth is coming out. We're in the age of light right now. We're in that truth time. And so I thank you for letting me come to share my truth about this court case and shed a little light on what I've been doing, because it's been censored and I see my relatives suffering in different ways, and they got the people dependent on these bioweapons, the phone. And now they don't really have a say to say stop the copper or say stop the mineral extraction, because they got you all using these things now, touching the corruption like the guns and stuff. And so oh,
I have a question for the South and the Condor and the Eagle prophecy around this constitution. Condor and Eagle.
Yes, that is very important. It is told to me, and it is my knowledge, that the Turo Wampum Treaty Belt is a replica and recites what is carved in stone. Where it is carved in stone is called the Rosetta Stone. It is a stela that was made in Egypt. It is like a stone tablet. Looks kind of like one of those headstone things that the great. It's made big chunk, maybe 4 feet, and it's got some very serious engravings on there from even people today knew what Egyptians are. They call them gods and goddesses and pharaohs and stuff like that. They were considered immortal. In native talk, we say Dihintaneh, or the holy beings, or so we understand that the holy beings wrote these rock carvings and treaties that were made for also, as long as the sun shines, the grass grows, and the river flows, that they were made for time immemorial with the Greek and the Hebrew, that they were going to come out of the water and come onto land to live among the gods and goddesses. And it was again with the understanding that the Hebrew who were fish kind and the Greek who were fish kind, meaning mermaids. It is said that Johanna Re, the sun god and first woman, authored that rock treaty for a long time immemorial, meaning today. and it was with the understanding that the Hebrew, the Greek would forever remember that where they got their legs, where they no longer were mermaids, that they were given legs to come onto land, and not to rule gods and goddesses, but to be their slaves here on Turtle Island. And it was for, again, time immemorial, and that they would pay homage to the clan mothers and headmen, other gods and goddesses that they might live among. Homage, whatever they did and produced, they would pay homage to the headmen, clan mothers, and people they live around, the native people, the gods and goddesses like that. But we don't say that today. We say clan mothers and headmen. But there are pyramids here also in Turtle Island. There's pyramids in where I come from. And that's where I'm talking from also, is that knowledge. Twitachini, we are pyramid clans. And so that's why I do share this knowledge, that I remind people I am of that knowledge. And I have tried to remind the Greek and the Hebrew that there was such a treaty, but as you know, they are rulers today and these things. Okay, so fast forward to today, that it is on the Truro Wampum Treaty Belt, that it is the same terms with the Dutch, British, Romans, that here also on this patch of land floating around, that we were also like that. Headmen, clan mothers, and we have pyramids here, and we have our clan mothers and headmen in our ceremonies. So those are that way. The Hebrew, Greek, and Dutch, British, Roman recognize us that we are this way. And so they agreed to terms like this. And now today they have gotten strong, and we have to restore that authority. So that is where the knowledge of that Rosetta Stone came from, and to the Truro Wampum Treaty Belt. Okay.
So that applies to all the continent, all from Turtle Island.
There are a lot of pyramid clans, yes. Yeah. All the pyramid clans here on Turtle Island. The Rosetta Stone is for you. It was made for you. The serpent, the feathered serpent clans down in the Condor area, who are South Central Americas, which you recognize like that. It is the North Americas. And it is the Asias, the yellow color. It is to you African pyramid clans. It is to the white tribes and to the white clans that this belt and this obligation, the responsibility, is also bestowed on you. And if you see those countries and places reacting, then that shows you that there are no clan mothers and no headmen around, because it is written in stone all the way back to Egypt time.
Anything I should ask?
Thank you so much for sharing the truth, and we will continue speaking truth after a little musical break. Thank you so much.
You want to read this, Hannah?
You're listening to KQBM Blue Mountain Radio, 103.7 FM in West Point and 90.7 FM in San Andreas.
Aho.
Yo.